Alright, what's going on, dudes, and welcome back to SkyBlock. Now, I know I'd mentioned at the end of the last episode that today we'd be focusing on creating some sort of elevator, whether it be up to the top of the XP grinder or to the top of the mob trap. However, so many of you were kind enough to inform me as to what the issue was with our grinder, as to why it seemed we were seeing some sort of cap as to how many skeletons would spawn and then they would just stop spawning. So, since I'm sort of a perfectionist, not a big deal, I really want to get this working properly before we move on to other things. So we're going to make this perfect, and then we're going to craft elevators and other wonderful mechanisms and stuff. So the actual problem was that the way spawners work is that apparently if there are, I think 6 is the magic number of mobs within an 8-block radius of a spawner, then they will stop spawning. So we just have to make the spawners either more than 8 blocks away from the bottom of this tube, or what I think is an even better solution, we craft some sort of holding area up here. So I think the way we're going to do this is we are going to place down some sticky pistons. We will add some cobblestone on the top. If only the dog outside would stop barking, that would be wonderful. And we're just going to have to create some sort of mechanism tied to a lever down below that will actuate and or deactivate these pistons. So yeah, pardon me there. Dog outside sort of went out of control and was being loud. So anyway, let's wire up some sort of mechanism here so that we can actuate and retract these things at will. So let's start off, we'll work our way backwards. Add a couple of torches right there, and I guess we'll just work our way down. Shouldn't be too difficult. Place block every other space, and then we'll add torches on top, and we'll wire it on down to a lever at the bottom, and when we flip that lever, it'll simply invert every other torch. And it should allow us to get what we want from our pistons. So I would like the lever to be somewhere around here, so we'll just have to find a way to conceal all the redstone elements and make it look kind of pretty. Okay, so right now it is like so. It doesn't really matter what position they're in when we finish this off, because obviously the lever can toggle it regardless. So let's just put the lever right here. I want to do it out of cobblestone for continuity's sake. We'll add a couple torches right here. And we will just wire it on up a bit. And we'll have a bit of concealing to do, naturally. But right on, I think that should work. Have a little awning over our heads here. And yeah, okay. So we'll add torches here, here. Add another block under here. Wire out the redstone. And I think that should work. So let's go ahead and flip the lever and see if right now the pistons are retracted. Let's pull the lever and see if that extended them. Yes, it did. Okay. So that should be a working mechanism. Then when the skeletons spawn, we'll keep these up. They will back up in this water flow here. And then finally, when we want to level up a whole bunch, we could just flip this lever and it'll retract those pistons and down come the skeletons. So let's conceal this all, make it look kind of pretty. It's going to be a bit tight back here, unfortunately, but that's what happens when you got a small area and you need to put redstone in and you don't have the the micro circuitry at your disposal from the Little Blocks mod. One day maybe that'll happen. But yeah, not a big deal. Cover it all up, make it look nice and pretty. Right? Looks good to me. Now, obviously, at this point, we're going to want to test it and see how well this thing lets us build up some skeletons and then kill them all at once with a wonderful potion of healing. So yeah, this looks nice. No redstone exposed, which is exactly what we want. Obviously, it's a little bit tight back here, but what can you do? We should actually put a sign just to keep things straight. So down equals hold, up equals release. Bam! That's a good finishing touch. So I'll switch on back into easy mode. Wait for him to back up a bit, and then we're gonna have quite a good time here. It's gonna be kind of awesome. I'm really looking forward to it. Alright, so it's been around 20 minutes. I don't want to wait too long, or else when I try to fraps this, it's just gonna go at about a frame per second, but we're gonna take a look up here, and it is kind of exceptionally hectic. I think we might just level up a little bit when we drop this. In fact, it's so hectic they're just backing up into the actual elevator portion. So I think it's about time we put this thing to use. So let's transition back over into survival mode just so we get the full effect of all the XP flying everywhere. Let's grab the potion of health. Okay. So, let's flip the lever. This is just going to be absurd. Oh my god. That's a lot of dead skeletons, as well as living ones. Oh wow. Let's just wait for it to clear up. Oh my god, they must have been shooting each other up there, although I'm not entirely sure why, because there would need to be someone to provoke that, but holy crap. Oh my god. This is absurd. Oh boy. I don't know when this is gonna end, but jeez. This is just ridiculous. Okay. Oh my god. My frame rate is just going down so much here. Wow. Right, so I think that might about be it. Let's take a look up top and see how many are left. Let's see, just a second. Oh geez, it hasn't even begun to clear out. This is just insanity. Oh my god. Wow, this thing might work too well. It just needs like a bigger opening down there or something. But yeah, I don't know. Oh, jeez. This is off the charts. I think it's cleared out a fairly decent amount to the point where let's just see how this goes. And oh my god. Okay, we started at 17. Let's just see how far this goes. Okay, so looks like it was 4 levels. Not quite as much as I'd expected, I'm not gonna lie. That is just an obscene amount of item drops, though. Like, we really need to get rid of that. Because my frame rate is just absolutely dying here. Oh my god. Well, anyway, pretty effective. So, I'm content. We will need to clear this out, though, because that is just far too many items there. So anyway, now I think we can go ahead and focus on actually going and constructing our elevators. So let's head on over to a spot where there is not so much lag. And yeah, let's get started on this thing. So I'm thinking, while there are a couple versions to choose from as far as what we can model our elevator after, I'm thinking we'll start off by making sort of a vertical version of our horizontal piston pusher. And then later on we can, I don't know, maybe we can go ahead and make one out of the fence gates that can take us both up and down.